Alright, welcome back for what I believe is part 6 or something, thereabouts of the state of my current Bionicle comic collection. Now, these would be the next 3 in the initial area there for us. This is when the Toa Metru were still Toa Metru, obviously. Now they've, defeated the Morbizak, but things are going downhill very fast for them. And you could argue to say that it continues to go down for them. I don't know if it's an accurate thing to say, but the Toa Metru in general were failures. I'm not saying they failed at everything that they were meant to do, but it didn't come to fruition what they wanted, and that was essentially to save Metru Nui from the darkness and get rid of the corruption there, so that way the Great Spirit Mata Nui wouldn't be put into a slumber in the first place. It's the only reason why everything happened in the original bits with the Toa Mata on the island of Mata Nui and things like that. So we didn't want any of that to happen. Unfortunately, it did. I'm telling these 6 to their face exactly that's how it happened, more or less. But and these particular 3 things are going really, really far downhill. They realize some point here Turaga Duma is behind all of it. The Vaki are going against them. The Dark Hunters are going against them. Makuda's going against them. And it always trips me out to think that, the movie, City of Legends, Bionicle 2 movie that is, was trying to squash these 6 comics all into one movie. Whereas, The Mask of Light was probably only covering maybe like 1 or 2 comics worth of material there for us before the second one came around. It was like, okay, let's assume everybody knows everything is going on, and that might have been the correct choice by Lego or Miramax, but I always considered it the weakest of the 3 films on account of that, the ones that Miramax made anyways. And but now we have these guys here. These are the next 3 in the series, starting with Surrender or Run, spelled in very interesting text there for us. And I don't know why they did that. Maybe it was because the Vaki were the ones premiering on the art. They're kind of robotic. There isn't anything biological to them, as I understand. And then we come over here to Danger is the Dark Hunters. They're very good cover art here. You can see we have Nidiki and Kreka on the cover there, as well as a few of our Toa Metru friends. And it looks good. I think so. It looks good. But probably the most impressive one here for me is well, I don't even know if you guys were able to see that with the glare, were you? But yeah, it looks good. I gotta make sure to keep an eye on that glare for you guys. But we're going to take a closer look at that here in a minute anyways. But then we come into probably my favorite artwork up until now, I think, as far as covers go for the Bionicle Metru Nui line, is this one. Nightmare. Even the title is very simple, one word, but you can already tell from the art in this exactly what is going to go on. And that's true for all of the covers for sure. They did a very good job portraying what exactly this particular comic was about before all of that. Maybe not in the first 3, but every single one after that, there was very good imagery in the front to show, hey, this is what the comic's about. But let's go ahead and get into this a little more closer detail on these guys. Now this is Surrender or Run. This is actually the most recent purchase of mine. Very good quality, I'd say, except for this almost like misprint happening right here. It's not the very next page. That is actually just the cover, as I'm displaying here for us. Just this white line going all the way across the side of our my comic here, I suppose. But otherwise, lovely. Like I said, I've always been a fan of the Vaki. I'm not sure if everyone else has too, but you see the city of Metru Nui back there. You see with the comma like silhouette just hanging out there, like yo guys, or whatever the comma does, and yeah, I really do appreciate this one. I do have a couple of more copies here for us, so there's a total of 3 for Surrender or Run. And unfortunately, this most recent purchase, which you know, the person I purchased from usually had some pretty good quality there for us. The spine isn't completely terrible, despite some creasage being present there. As the glare is the only thing the glare helps me with displaying. Nothing serious. This is good except for that white line, essentially, and it is a shame. It really is a shame. I wish I had gotten lucky with all of them, but that's not always the way it works out. So we're going to go ahead and back this guy and probably not call it our best. Of course, these are the original copies on the bottom that my brother and I have always had. Well, mostly me now these days. But let's go ahead and talk about Danger is the Dark Hunters. Now, getting into the light so you guys can get a more detailed view of the comic. Very good. I do like the front art very much, and the quality is also very good. This is also a recent purchase, the most recent purchase for me. On the back, we're already looking at the lines of the Metro Nui, the Legends of Metro Nui movie here for us, and yeah, and good it is. DVD, October the 19th of that year, I assume. DVDs, at least that's something a little bit more modern there for us. I think with the BIONICLE, the Mask of Light, we had actually had a VHS copy. I might be wrong on that. It's something I'd probably have to ask my brother about, but I think it was a VHS copy. But you could see on this, very good on even the spine here, not too much creasage going all the way up, and not too damaged back here either. So this is actually a very good one. So even though the last comic wasn't particularly well put together, again, mostly on the account of that misprint, the person who owned it before seemed to have taken very good care of it. It wasn't bad at all. Now, these are the originals. Now, how did I get 3 copies of Nightmare? I don't even know. I think maybe sometimes my brother and I had gotten duplicates, just like sometimes they ended up in the mail or lost in the mail or something. So I'm not even sure which one I would classify as the best quality on these ones. But I'm just going to do a quick assessment here, and I'll pull that one out for you guys. Ooh, that's a tough one, all right. I'm going to say it's the back one here. I'll go ahead and pull this one out right here. So this, of course, in my usual Ziploc fashion here, probably the best condition one. And I'm not even lying, I have a bunch of Ziplocs piling up here. I'm doing this all on the same day, even if you guys aren't getting all these on this stuff. So, but this, like I said, very good art in my opinion. And this one I did take very good care of. The spine is very good, save for that, you know, kind of natural curve that developed along it. You know, because of the way they restore for the longest time. Maybe boarding it will fix that. Like, it's exactly what I'm doing here. On the back, we have more shoes, more swag that you could buy. Backpacks, Fakama, shoes, T-shirts. It's looking like pretty cool stuff there, I think. But let's see if we can carefully open this up and see if there's anything else. Ah, look at that. The Rahaga being teased now. Now, I did own several of these, or maybe just a few, honestly. But yeah, that's a good little teaser in there as well. It actually makes sense that they are being introduced this early. It's usually the last of a saga that they're introducing the new product lineups for the future there. And if you already know what's the future, it's with the Hordica. And we'll get into that in the next video for sure. Our Toa Metru are certainly seeing better days in their life, especially working in a city that was always guarded and protected by Toa Lee Khan and the other Magnai or Mangai Toa, and you know, the Vaki themselves, which were probably a little bit newer into the mix, but when Turaga Duma, the real Duma, was in charge, you know, they actually did a lot of good for this city to protect the Matoran from Rahi, from anything that was willing to threaten their livelihood and safety. So that's what we have here. Now, how much time do we got? Ooh, I already spent a lot just talking about these three, which is interesting. I guess I did really like these ones. Yeah, they were all very good. And going into the early parts of the Hordika too, something I really enjoyed. But, you know, truth is, by this time, you know, my brother and I, we were starting to get into other things that LEGO had to offer. That was, you know, the Alpha Team, Johnny Thunder, maybe Exo Force was coming around this time. I don't even remember that well. But a lot of things, you know. There's also the Dino Crisis kind of mock-up one for that. This is my copy, I believe. Also very good. So given the fact that the other one was a misprint, this one, with the few minor spine creases and everything, fortunately a somewhat damaged edge here. Somewhat. I'm happy with this. I don't think I'm going to yellow sticky any of these guys. At the very end, I'm going to go through all of them anyways and see, just to double check. It's like, sure there's none I want a sticky. Put a sticky note on. And see if I wouldn't be willing to go ahead and you know, get an additional copy for either of those ones there for us. So let me go ahead and get this guy open. You can tell this is a much beefier bag here than some of the others. Not all of them were just out of like a Ziploc bag, like box. I don't even remember where I got these, but I remember it was like specifically four documents that you didn't want to get wet or something, or damaged by dirt. That's what that one was for. Anyways, I don't know why I'm talking about the bag. Another one of my copy, another one with that kind of natural curve along the spine because of the way they were stored for so long. But good quality nonetheless. Like I said, you're going to start seeing better and better quality ones, at least the ones that I kept, as we go along. Because, you know, obviously, like I said, I'm getting older. I want to take care of these things. I'm kind of thinking, oh, it's going to be an heirloom. These things are going to be worth millions of dollars in the future, and people are going to want my stuff. Nah. But, you know, good nonetheless. Another one of my copies, which is actually, oh man, I'm kind of surprised at how well this condition one is. Maybe this one's in better condition than the one I pulled out, honestly. But all the nightmares are relatively equal in condition, so that's probably a good thing, so I don't have to sit there and debate, like, which one's the best. You know, just grab one or something. I'd have to choose one that's certainly the worst if I do ever want to pull them out to rate, and this one might actually be the one in the very thick cover here. Maybe I'm just lying to myself. So let's go ahead and get these bagged up for us for the rest of the video. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can think of as far as you know, memories with all these. I know I definitely did like the Fakia. I think the only reason why I didn't get too many of these is because my brother did. And typically when my brother and I were getting treated by our parents, we got treated to like the same stuff. So people like, oh, yeah, we both want a Toa, or you know, we both want this game on PlayStation 2 or something, or we both want this, and you know, because our parents only saw it as fair, as like if it was something we both wanted, then it was well worth their money as well, versus, you know, having to buy something separate for each of us or something like that. Especially since we were so close in age, despite him being older. Ooh, this one has a bad crease on the upper part here. Yeah, you can see it from the glare right here where my thumb is touching near the DC sign. Easily the worst copy, but if that wasn't there, it probably could have very well been the best copy. Again, just the movie advertisement in the back. You know, I didn't even think I showed you guys the back cover of the issue 19, but that's all right. It's mostly for my reference, and I'm not sure I need it that much for this inventory. And that would be the very last one to go ahead and get bagged there for us. Nightmare, issue number 21 of Bionicle Metro Nui. Put this out of the way. And what we're coming up next here with is, you know, like I said, these Toa, Toa Metro, despite their best efforts, despite everything that they've gone through, things didn't go ideally. And, you know, it turned them into this, what you see in front of me here. I don't have a best way of doing it, but let's go ahead and pull out one new here. And, you know, certainly seen his better days, I would say. But, you know, he's old now. Or, you know, he sacrificed his power for the greater good, which we do see in Bionicle 2, Legends of Metro Nui. And I guess now I'll go ahead and conclude this bit here for us. I don't have too much more to say, just that the Hordika are coming up, and I did own a few of those along with many other of these guys. Unfortunately, my actual figurine collection has dropped down substantially. I used to have almost all of these, actually. We had Vakama, Onewa, Nokama, Wenua, Tau. I still have Tau, actually, and we had Nuju. Hey, dang. I think that was all 6 then. Well, needless to say, I don't have all 6 anymore, so, you know, it is what it is. Maybe that'll be part of the next collection now that the comics are, you know, very close to complete, or complete, depending on your definition. And with that, that's everything I have to say about that trilogy there for us. We'll come back when the Hordika are around, and we'll see what they have to offer as far as condition. Until then, have yourself a good one. Take care.